Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a sketchbook page, and I didn't really know what I wanted to draw today, so I grabbed some Pokemon cards that I had laying around and decided to take a random card out of the pack and draw whatever came out. So the first one I got today was Komala, and I believe that's from Pokemon Sun and Moon. And I've never played Pokemon Sun and Moon. I think it's one of the few that I missed, but I still like this Pokemon's really cute, so I decided to go with it. For this drawing, I didn't know what medium I was going to use initially, so I picked my Canson mixed media sketchbook just in case I decided I wanted to do like watercolor or pencil crayons or markers. That way I wasn't stuck to one medium. I did end up using markers in the end because I do enjoy alcohol markers, but I'm not super good with them, if I'm being honest, but you know, and practice makes perfect. I started off by sketching everything in an orange pencil because I thought it would be easier to erase from like when I have to do the markers. I find when I use like a purple or the blue, it's harder to get rid of when I'm using alcohol markers. This is my first time using the orange pencil, so it was a lot lighter than I expected, but I don't really know what I expected. It's orange. Of course it's going to be light. And unfortunately, I'm not really sure what happened. I think the footage got corrupted from my fine lining, but I can't seem to find it, so you're not going to see the fine lining aspect of this. But all I used for this was a Copic Multiliner. I think that's what they're called. It's just something that I knew was going to be durable against the alcohol markers. Sometimes when I use my regular fine liners, it just kind of, you know, it smudges, and I did get a little bit of smudging. I think I didn't let the ink dry long enough before fine lining, so that's probably, or before coloring, that's probably my bad, to be honest. I don't have very many Copic markers or a lot of one brand of markers, so I kind of mix a lot of my alcohol markers up. But unfortunately, I didn't really have this pale blue that Komala is, so I put down a layer of gray first, and then I go over it with the blue to try and get it, but I don't think I was entirely successful with that. It's kind of an odd tone. I'd like to expand my markers eventually down the line, but they're expensive, as everybody knows. So I did the best with what I had. I kind of wish I did end up doing these in my marker sketchbook because I did get some bleeding that I couldn't really control. I'm usually really careful in these kind of sketchbooks because I know if I color too close to the lines, that's when it bleeds out and you get that feathering effect, so I try and go just a little bit before the lines. But I find sometimes when I use the markers like wet near each other, they'll end up bleeding through that way. So I try and work in areas that weren't wet at the same time, so that way I would minimize that. But again, this paper isn't really meant for it, so it is what it is. All in all though, I really did like how it turned out. I think it's a really cute Pokemon. I don't know anything about this region or its Pokemon, but this one's really cute. It's not necessarily super creative, I suppose, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. Sometimes, you know, just a straightforward Pokemon design is what you need. I know some people don't like, you know, when they do like just simple Pokemon or Pokemon based on you know, like the Rotom that looks like a washer, like people don't like that. But I think there's nothing wrong with a simple design as long as it's effective, you know, gets the point across. I think people are a little too hard on Pokemon designs. It would be hard to be creative after, what, 700 Pokemon? The second Pokemon I got, I was actually really unhappy about getting because I can't draw it very well and I didn't feel super inspired because it's such a not a simple design, but it's not one that I'm particularly good at drawing. So for the second one, I got Glalie, and as you can see, I wasn't too thrilled by getting it. It's not that there's anything wrong with this design, it's just not one I really like, and I really think it's kind of ugly, to be honest. And I don't know if that's just personal preference, but like its face is scary to me. Like if I was in the Pokemon world and I saw that thing around the corner, I'd be running. Especially its teeth. I hate its teeth. So I tried my best with it. I didn't really like the sketch, again, because of its mouth. And I think it's supposed to be like a chunk of ice and stone, which I'm not particularly good at, but that was kind of the whole point of using these Pokemon cards, was draw things. I would draw Pokemon I wouldn't necessarily draw, because, you know, I draw a lot of Eevee, like Eevee evolutions and cute Pokemon, so to draw something different that wasn't necessarily my choice was an interesting experience for me. I don't think it turned out bad, I just don't particularly like how I drew it and how it looks in general, so I think I'm going to be a little biased to how this Pokemon looks, no matter how I would have drawn it. Maybe I should have looked at more reference photos of it, seeing kind of what it looks like, but I think it's just kind of an angry, ugly looking Pokemon, to be honest. And you know, if it's someone's favorite Pokemon out there, so be it, you know, you like what you like, but it's not my cup of tea. And you know, I don't really think I like a lot of the Pokemon that kind of look like stone. And I don't know if that's just because it's not my aesthetic or what, but it's really hard to draw stone and make it look good. And even with the ice on its body, I really couldn't capture the look of it. I really need to practice drawing ice, is what this taught me for sure. Not that I really draw it. Here I noticed that I picked the wrong shade of blue. I have this color sheet with all the marker colors on it, but some of them I think I would need to redo the sheet because it didn't look as dark, and then when I put it down compared to what I had already picked, it was so dark. So I was was trying to correct it and darken it in places so it didn't look as out of place, but you know, the damage was done, unfortunately, so there wasn't much I could do about it. I don't think it necessarily looks bad, it's very, very dark, and it's not what I would have originally picked if I had paid more attention and, you know, tested it before I colored the marker, but that's hindsight for you. I know I draw a lot of Pokemon on this channel, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I like drawing Pokemon because, you know, when you don't know what to draw, you know, you draw the Pokemon itself, or you can draw, I believe it's pronounced like Gajinka, at least that's how I've always said it, or, you know, from memory. I think it's a fun exercise and an interesting way for me to, you know, just practice different things without stressing much about how it looks. Like, I'm not super worried if it's perfect or if the proportions are entirely correct, because I just kind of want it to look like a Pokemon more than anything. And that's what's important about sketching is, you know, I don't want to be stressed when I'm drawing in my sketchbook. I just want to have fun with what I'm doing. And there's nothing wrong with drawing something ugly because, you know, some days you just have a bad art day. So I try and draw what I find least stressful to draw when I'm in my sketchbook. And right now that's Pokemon. I find it unstressful. I don't know if that's the right word. It's just something to do to relax. And I encourage other people to do it too, even if it's just your favorite Pokemon. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of branch out with this and draw something different than I would normally draw for Pokemon. For the last card, I ended up pulling out a trainer card first, but that wasn't what I was aiming to draw in this video, so I discarded that and I ended up picking Herdier as my last Pokemon. Maybe I'll draw the trainer card another day, but that wasn't what this was about today. So I've never drawn a Herdier, but I do like, you know, the dog it's based off of, so I was kind of excited to draw this one compared to the other two. I like its mustache. I like that it looks old and wise. It's a really cute Pokemon, and like I said, I like Yorkshire Terriers, and that's what it makes me think of. So I thought it was a really cute design. So I'm just sad I didn't leave enough room on the page, so he only kind of gets this little pocket, but that's okay though. I might actually draw him later down the road in my other sketchbook and, you know, give him a full page, because it's such an adorable dog. So when it came to coloring Herdier, I decided to start with the light colors first and work my way down to the dark colors, because I was worried again about the bleed in this sketchbook. So I wanted to be sure, at least if it was going to bleed, it was going to be the light colors bleeding over into the dark areas versus the other way around. Because the yellow, I find no matter what medium you use, yellow unfortunately gets washed out really easily, and it's just such an easy color to get muddy. So I wanted to avoid that the best I could, because I had the brown and the purple. It is a bit of a too bold color of yellow, but any other yellow that I had was almost non-existent, or it was kind of going towards the yellow-green family, so I didn't want to use that because it obviously wouldn't have worked. So it's kind of closer to the Final Evolution's shiny form colors, but that's okay. I don't think it necessarily looks bad. Overall, I'm happy with how these turned out, even if I'm not necessarily happy about the Pokemon I got. I did have a lot of fun doing it, and I just wanted to do something more relaxing and not worry about trying to finish a whole piece. And obviously I accomplished that for myself. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching me draw these 3 Pokemon. I think sometimes that we just need to draw something that's, easy and something that you don't have to stress about all the time, because you know, you put too much pressure on yourself and you end up unhappy with the result. At least this way I get like a little bit of a break in between the bigger paintings or drawings that I want to do. Anyway, that's it for this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and enjoyed watching the process. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!